Love, that's something we associate with cats. And mischief? Of course. But respect? Well, cats absolutely can and do respect their humans. They just show it in subtle cat-coded ways. So if you've ever wondered, does my cat respect me? Here are the signs that say, yes, they do. A bit. Number 1. They don't swat or bite during petting time. Many cats actively enjoy affection. For others, it's more something they tolerate. But if pushed too far, most cats will wind up swatting you away or even biting. This is because cats can be overstimulated. A little too much touch in one sitting is overwhelming for them, and pushing them beyond their boundaries is a very big no-no. If your relationship with them is new, these moments of having their boundaries tested may lead to aggressive outbursts. But if they've been in your life for a little longer, there may be a tighter bond there. And then they might give you a subtle warning that they're not enjoying the petting as much anymore, in the hope that you'll stop. A vigorous flick of the tail, for example, or perhaps a fierce glare with dagger eyes. If you push beyond that and keep on cuddling though, then they'll get nasty, and you may find yourself on the receiving end of a swat, or even maybe a bite. But hey, you got a warning at least. But if your cat truly respects you, well then, they let you pet them without swatting, nipping, or bolting away. This isn't just tolerance. It's them granting you access to their body, and that is a very vulnerable gesture in the feline world. This doesn't mean you should push them too far beyond their limits or boundaries though, as then they may still snap and you might get nipped. So it's still always best to be a keen student of their body language and adjust your engagement with them to a level they seem happy with. Something that some cats who feel very respectful of their pet parent will do mid-petting session, if they do feel overstimulated, is instead of aggressively swatting, they might gently redirect their petter's hand with a soft push from their paw instead of getting the claws out. If your cat does this, that is a very good sign. It means they trust that they can communicate with you and don't need to resort to an outburst. That's respect. So make sure you respect them back and take the hint. Number 2, they groom you, but not aggressively. But sometimes it's not about how you touch them, but how they touch you. I am of course talking about grooming. If your cat gives you a few licks on the hand, or even your hair, that's not just affection. It's a bonding exercise. In the feline world, mutual grooming establishes not just trust, but also hierarchy. And hear me out when I say, that's not all too different to some human rituals. No, I'm not saying that humans lick each other as a sign of respect. But as parents, we bathe our children. We style their hair, maybe plait it if it's long enough. We kiss the bruises on their knees and scrub the dirt off their cheeks. What is this if not grooming? You do that for them as they are your family. Cats groom each other, and you for the very same reason. They're letting you know, you're in my family, I trust you. And more than that, given your place in the home, your role, it's a way of letting you know that they accept your leadership. With that said, tips on cats always come with caveats, so take note. If the licking turns frantic or rough, it may be stress-related. The key to noting the difference is that respectful grooming is calm and measured, not panicked. Number 3, they show you their belly, but don't trap you with it. But there is perhaps no sign of trust more iconic than the belly flash. Flaunting their stomach to you is the biggest of big deals. It is the most vulnerable part of their body. In the wild, they would never dare expose it unless they were 10,000% sure they were safe. It's a dangerous world after all, so it's important to be cautious. So if they're flashing their gut at you, it's a clear sign they see you as a green flag of a human. But there is nuance to this. Not all belly flashes are equal. They might still be subconsciously on high alert, and if you approach, they'll hop up to their feet or curl up. This is a sign that they might not feel quite as safe around you as you'd like, not quite as respectful. However, the fact they were willing to bare their stomach to you at all is a clear sign that they're getting there. But if your cat shows you their stomach and allows you to approach without squirreling away in panic, that's an example of peak respect. It means, I'm relaxed, I trust you, and I won't lash out even if you're tempted to touch. And if your precious little fur ball goes so far as to purr softly or knead the air with their paws while doing so, well, that's a lot more than trust. That's straight up admiration. And hey, you deserve it. You're great. Do you know what else you deserve? Time to yourself, uninterrupted. And on that note, number 4, they don't interrupt your quiet time too much. Boom, seg. Yes, cats are known for barging into Zoom calls or climbing onto books mid-read. You're trying to watch the latest episode of whatever show is a hit right now. But before you know it, your fluffy fur ball has jumped up into your lap and is squirming around like a bag full of maggots. And to be fair, they have good reason to. I mean, how dare you do anything other than focus on them? But a cat who respects you, they often sit near you rather than fully dominate your focus. They observe with a touch of distance. They wait. They keep a close but non-invasive watch. Don't get me wrong, they'll still get all up in your grill from time to time. They're a cat after all. How could they not? But if they respect you, this won't always be the case. They might choose instead to keep their distance, but still remain with you, prioritizing calm and quiet companionship over more intensive bonding. This behavior signals a deep bond. I want to be with you, but I recognize your boundaries. That's not clinginess. That's companionship with self-control. And if I'm honest, I think quite a few human romantic relationships could learn a few lessons from that. Number 5, they allow you to move them without panic. From time to time, we might need to pick our cats up. Literally, I mean, not emotionally. But we might also have to do that too. They have autonomy, they have their own minds. They don't want to just be lifted up and carried around like a prop. And nor would you. Imagine it for a moment. Imagine going around your life, minding your own business, only for a creature that's giant compared to you, grabbing you without warning or consent, and lifting you into the air. Suddenly, gravity doesn't exist, and you're being swung from one room to another. It would be incredibly irritating. For this reason, many cats go into super squirmy mode when they're picked up. And your cat may well do this. They may even lash out by hissing or clawing at you. This is because cats are weird to resist loss of control. Understandably so. But if your cat lets you do it without going all wriggly, you've earned their respect. They know that you'd only ever pick them up if you had good reason. So they remain calm and chilled. When they allow you to guide or move them, they're showing deep trust. Even more so if they settle back down calmly afterward. With that said, remember, it's the way you do it that matters. Be gentle and slow with your movements. That's what builds respect, and abrupt grabs can destroy it. If you have a cat who tends to resist being moved, keep these tips in mind to help you build that trust up. Number 6, they leave you alone when you're upset. I mentioned a little earlier, I talk about this. So let's do it. If your cat really respects you, if they are totally in sync with your vibes, they'll be willing to leave you alone if they can tell you're feeling a little down. You may well have noticed that your cat becomes more subdued when you're crying, frustrated, or having a tough day. It can sometimes feel like they're psychic, the way they just seem to know what's up with you. But this is because all cats, not just your cat, are incredibly sensitive to emotional energy. Because of this, they can really feel that something's up with you. This is something we've discussed on this channel a fair bit. But on those other occasions, what I've mentioned is that your cat will sense you're feeling sad, so will come over to comfort you, and that is very much true. But on other occasions, cats might actually respond to the sad energy you're exuding, not by getting close, but by staying away. This isn't because they feel uncomfortable or anything like that. They're simply being respectful and offering you some space because they've sensed you're overwhelmed. It's a truly sweet and respectful gesture that demonstrates an oddly mature and emotionally intelligent approach to engaging with someone you love. You might think your cat's being naughty, but what if they're doing it on purpose and you're not supposed to stop them? In this next video, you'll see exactly what those bad habits really mean. Watch it now.